Check 1, 2. Oh, they can hear it. Murph lied. Love you, Murph. We're starting over. We're going to cut this from the beginning. You ready, Murph?
Yeah, here we go. Let's go.
We're back.
We're
All right, we
back.
got the audio working.
We're
Let's go. I think we have a little something each time. Raw, how you doing, brother?
Oh, I'm so good, man. I'm so good. Mate, so good to actually meet each other in person. And look at that. My guy with the British flag on the cup. Let's go. That Union Jack, mate.
Raw Golf brought me that. We got to meet in America. I got to give the guy a hug, like in the flesh. Pulled up in as fancy of a car as like an Alamo budget rental will give you. We had a red Mustang convertible at the PGA Show here this year. It was dude, what a blast, man. After your long trip, tell the viewers about your give us your experience, your trip to America. What was that all about?
Mate, it was wild, right? It was such a great time. Probably not helped by the fact that I arrived sick, right? I
This is
left
true.
the UK feeling fine. I felt great. I got on a plane. I got off the plane and I was like flued up.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Like honestly, I had the best time. Like just experiencing America in a different light to how I've ever experienced it before. It was just so much fun getting to meet you, getting to meet everyone around the sort of like a PJ show, meeting all the guys. Oh, what a blast, man. How was it for you? How was the
Um,
whole thing for you?
I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was a lot of fun. It was I mean, just the relationships and meeting people started off with you. I mean, to let everybody know, we just got back from the 2026 PGA Show in Orlando. It's been a week. It feels like yesterday. And I tell you what, the golf world's sort of changing in real time. I think I've talked about this with the guys in the Discord, and we got to the PGA Show, and for me, it was just like when you get there. Last year, it was just kind of like this. Whoa, look at this thing! Like just big. There's just so much. And this year for me, it was great because it seems like that sim section of the PGA Show, and I'm only in my second year, but just from last year to this year, it's growing. It's getting bigger.
Mm.
It's becoming more of a focal point. That's where everybody was hanging, was the sim section. Where last year I felt like it was a little bit smaller, and I've heard it was even kind of just like a corner of the show just a few short years back. So for me coming into it, I was excited to meet you, first of all. It was just super cool to have you come all the way from the UK to the US. We talked about it for a while. And then, we stayed at my family's house. Like it was wonderful to have you, man. It was a lot of fun. We played some golf up in the villages and stayed with Grandma Mary, and she cooked you an American meal. So, I mean, how
For
was all
sure.
that for you? I mean, what was, you're coming over here into America. You've been to America, but just Vegas, right? What was
Yeah.
it like?
Yeah.
Was there anything that you're like, for a guy from the UK, you're like, what is this? Or that's cool? Or, I mean, what'd you find?
Just like even down to the smallest things, it's just very, very different, right? The US is a different place to the UK completely. I mean, it's one of them countries, right? So we all speak the same language, right? Sort of, mostly. But like just like everything's, you remember when I was trying to turn that light switch on, and
Yeah.
it was like, what? How are you doing this, right? Like there's just subtle differences to everything we do, like whether it's our like socially, whether it's like how you live and the layouts of your houses, it's all slightly different. And it was just a great experience to like get to experience like day-to-day life in America as well as just like the craziness of like the PGA show, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um I can't really point out one thing. I think it's all just, you know, it was all just different, and it was a great time. I love it as well. Like I do genuinely love the US. I think it was just such an eye-opening experience as well with the golf side of things, the quality of your courses. It was a great time, man. I had a really good time.
I did as well. We got to, where were we? We got up to the villages. We played the Arnold Palmer Legends course that night.
Mm.
You were feeling ill,
Yeah.
but you battled through it. I would have thought you had COVID-19 or the pandemic flu when you got off the plane, but I think it was probably just a jet lag thing because I spent the entire trip within like 2 feet of you, and I felt fine the whole time. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether it's like the circulation of air on the plane or like something. I just honestly, when I was getting off that plane, right, I had to stop the air stewardess and say, "Can I get some paracetamol?" Because like to get my temperature down because I was sweating. But I was said it's my back pain. I got some back pain, right? I need some pain relief. But I was worried I was going to get to like the security going through into the US, and they'd be like, "No, thank you, mate. You're like sweating. You're at high temperature." But I think it was just as plain. I don't know. You survived it without catching anything, so it's got to be
yeah,
something non-contagious.
for sure. Well, today we're going to get into some of the new stuff. We'll talk about the show. We'll talk about some of our surprising moments, surprising products, kind of the sim golf arms race, if you will. And I don't know, some of the different things that we saw. I saw some kind of crazy stuff in person with some of the different gadget stuff at the show. And we'll try to touch on some of the bigger stories right now with the PGA Tour, Live, YouTube stuff. We'll try to get into it here. So I think the very first thing that I noticed was just how massive the PGA Show was. I think we're looking at the numbers. We kind of pulled some numbers up before the show here. It's 1.1 million square foot of show floor, 30,000 attendees, over 1,000 exhibiting brands, and it was the largest show in 16 years. So you get there, RRaw, you're in golf 14 months ago, right? You just
Right,
get into
yeah,
golf
yeah.
14 months ago, and you know that there's brands and there's tech and there's all these things. Now you walk into a 1.1 million square foot PGA show. I mean, what was your first thought walking in there? It's like,
Yeah, it was pretty mind-blowing. Like, it was mind-blowing to see how many brands there are in golf that you might not even know about or that you might not see around a lot. I mean, our first experience of demo day, right?
mm-hmm.
Getting to actually walk around and meet these brands that are delivering the new tech as far as clubs, as far as like launch monitors, and it was such a great experience. And to try some of this equipment, to put your hands on this equipment was just such a great experience. But walking through the door, it was just the actual show. I mean, look at it. It was crazy. I mean, we were there early, right? So it was a slow burner as far as numbers, but we walked past the line for people to register, and it was just insane. Insane.
Yeah, you walk in there and it's just a massive show floor, 30,000 attendees. And if you look at that picture, how it's just congested and packed, it is like that for, I don't know, what feels like a mile. So really,
Mm.
really cool. There's I mean, if you think of it, it's there. Registration was crazy. We luckily were able to get up there to the media side and get registered, which helped us. Every single aisle there was, somebody pitching a new product, which was kind of cool, man. I mean, but for me, like the networking side of it was probably the biggest part. So it was awesome to get there and to network, to meet people I met last year, to be introduced by people that RRaw that you knew from the UK. Got to meet like golf sim room guys, and we'll get into that later. But we got to really connect with a lot of people and see a lot of cool things. I think that was my favorite part. But my biggest thing when I walked in this year, I thought, wow, this is big. Again, this is big. But I couldn't believe how big the sim section was. What I noticed was last year, if you look in this picture above us, you can see like the Unicorn sign hanging up above. You can see the golf zone one there. Those are big feature booths. So the big feature booths are, 20 feet wide by 20 feet wide, or maybe 30 by 30. Some of them probably 50 by 50. And those are big spaces. Last year, a lot of sim companies had smaller, like 15 by 15. And this year it seemed like, Rapsodo stepped up with a giant booth. Garmin had a big booth. Unicorn had a big booth. About Golf had a big booth. Envisage had a big booth. Leon Swing Systems, which is like V-Track. Pro T went nuts with their booth. They tripled the size from last year. So it was just like everybody in the sim space, you know, they used to be kind of packed down one aisle. You go to like the new tech or the innovation aisles, everybody's got a small booth because you're on a budget and you're trying to build a new innovation, right? Like you're trying to get out there. So you're spending 20 grand on a little 10 by 10 booth. You know, these guys, the sim guys, they spent money this year. So that was the biggest thing I saw. I mean, what did you think? Did you even know there were this many launch monitor companies out there?
That's the other thing. Like, I just didn't. Some of these companies I didn't know about, or I've heard about them, and I haven't seen them in person or seen them used anywhere. Just that's what took my what blew my mind was exactly what you said there. It seemed like the takeover of the golf simulators. Like it really did. Like when you walked in there and you look around the room, right? The biggest signs in there seemed to be the launch monitor companies.
Yeah.
Your unicorn sign was enormous, right? These are all huge signs like pulling you in. And if you even look at the picture you're looking at now, you got the tight list sign in the background, right? But
Mm-hmm.
just compare that picture to the unicorn sign, it was just like huge. And the serious money had gone into these booths and multiple bays to try stuff. This wasn't one bay with a simulator in it. It was multiple bays, multiple pieces of kit. It was an impressive scene and it was busy. It was busy around them bays as well, right? It
Super
was busy.
busy, super busy. Every bay had somebody hitting in it. Every bay had, I'm trying to get this picture pulled up here. Every bay had like giveaway contests and different things going on. Like this was when we first walked in. Was this the night before, the morning? This was the day before
This was
when we went to play golf. So they were still setting up. You can get an idea here. Like this is just one of the walkways. Is that all I filmed? I thought I filmed more than that. This was just one of those walkways up there at the show, and it was hard to really believe or really understand. Really, it's hard to really show how big it actually was. So,
Oh yeah.
just massive. I didn't even get to half of the clothing brands I got to in the previous years, so that was kind of wild. I didn't go back into the clothing section as much as I had in the past. I really stayed in like the new and the innovative tech, the sim world, and I probably was more dialed in, more focused on where I went when I was there. So, Sim Golf stole the show. One thing I'm noticing is the overhead launch monitor, quote unquote, we'll call it arms race. We'll call it the arms race. The overhead launch monitor arms race. Did you notice that as well? We had Rapsodo coming out with their overhead unit. We've got, V-Track and the Leon Swing Systems. We had Pro T with a huge year last year, right? They had a massive year. You could tell that by the booth. What did you think about the overhead market? Is that something you're looking at? What did you think when you were
For
there?
sure. I mean, it's definitely something that I keep talking about, going down that overhead launch monitor sort of, that way with my sim. But like I could, it honestly blows your mind to see how many there is out there now and how much people are trying to go towards that. Because what does it do? It allows you to play left and right on the sim. It allows you to take that risk of it being hit away from you. Like it has so many sort of like bigger hitting zones, most of them as well. Like it just has like it cleans up your simulator, right? Your simulator just becomes clean. You can't see the launch monitor as easy, but they're all going down that route. And I even asked Square Golf, and I said to the guy, like, I know you probably can't tell me, right? But are they bringing out an overhead launch monitor? And he's like, can't really say. So it's like, yeah, of course you are, right? It's what's next coming. Every other company around you is doing it. But like you said, the Pro T bay was, well, man, that was huge, right? The stall,
It was huge.
the area,
It was
it was
huge.
just crazy, and it was popular.
Yeah, so the overhead space, it's interesting to me. I think when golf simulators first came out, they were expensive and they were built to go out on the range. And the sim software, maybe not as good. They were also built to go inside. So you had these ground-based units, a lot of ground-based units that first came out. Then the overhead units come out and they're like TrackMan expensive. To get an overhead unit, you were thinking like 15,000 or more. And then last year, Pro T they've been in the market, but they really kind of emerge in the market for a $6,500 price point and put out a phenomenal product, great customer service, everything you need to make it a good product. And 6,500 starts to sound more affordable. I know that's expensive for everybody out there. I get that. But in the overhead market, it was like a 50% reduction in price. Now you have V-Track coming in. I think what we see, V-Track's 5,000. Now you have MLM2 Pro. They're bringing a 6-camera unit in. We got to talk about this. But I think what we're finding is a lot of guys that play golf, sim golf indoors, if they have just an indoor golf unit, they're fine with that. Square's the indoor only, that little one, the home edition. A lot of guys have Unicore minis. If you get an overhead, the drawback used to be, well, I can only use it indoors. Well, a lot of us are just using our launch monitors indoors, like to bring them to the range. There's a time and place for it, but you know, most of those indoor outdoor units were 4,000 or 5,000. Now you're getting overhead units for 5,000. So you're just putting those in. So I think the overhead market is huge. People want that for the convenience, the right and left hitting. And I think we're going to see continued development there, maybe multi-sport stuff. So like my big one, the one I want to talk about the most is the Rapsodo CLM Pro. And I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I ran in there. I had the first appointment with them. This is a great story, by the way. I wish I had the picture. Raw, you should send me that picture. Did you send it to me?
I did send it to you. I sent it to you literally as it happened.
It's on my WhatsApp. I gotta find. Oh man, how could I get it right now? Did you post it on socials? So here's the story.
Yeah, it's on my socials. Yeah.
Here's the story. We're driving into the PGA Show, and I'll try to pull it up while I'm talking. We're driving into the PGA Show, and I got a meeting with Rapsodo at 8:30. That's when the PGA Show opens. 8:30, I got the first meeting with Rapsodo. We've been talking about this all week. They got a product they want to put out. They call me to do the first meeting. We do it, and it's the CLM Pro overhead. That was the video I put out when I was there. Super exciting. So we're driving in. We're stuck in traffic, and I am like, we're gonna be late. I'm panicking. Raw from the UK, they think differently than us. This is what I determined. Maybe this isn't true, but he's like, just call him. Tell him you're stuck in traffic. And I'm like, I don't do that. I can't do that. I got to go. I got to get there. And he's like, he's never driven in America. I'm driving. We're over the bridge to the convention center. And I'm like, I'm not going to be late, dude. I need you to go park this car. And he's like, what? I don't know. What were you thinking at that moment when I'm like, I need you to go park this car? Come on, be honest, with the viewers.
I was like, honestly, I was like, holy, like, what am I going to do here? Like, I had never driven in America. I had never driven that car. I was like, oh my God, like, but I get it. At the same time, like, I got it. You had to be there. It was an important thing, right? But I was like, you know, there's police everywhere. Like, if I cock this up, right, there's police everywhere. But you know, I wasn't like super concerned, but I was like, also like, really, you know, like first day. But it wasn't too bad.
And so I'm thinking, I'm running there. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'm not going to be late. I'm probably going to get there in time now. And so I'm like, okay with that. Then in my head, I'm like, I feel terrible. I'm like, Raw's in a car on the wrong side of the road, on the wrong side of the vehicle, in a town he's never been. He's got to park this at a show he's never gone to. This is the first day of the show. And I'm like, well, I hope he does well. So then I just go in, I start my video. It's in the back of my mind. I finish the video, and the first thing I do, finish shooting the video with Rapsodo, the first thing I do is go grab my phone. I'm like, where's Raw Golf? And I'm trying to pull you up here. I was going to pull you up. I'm like, where's Raw Golf? And so I grab my phone, and I look, and I go to type, like, are you all right? And inside my phone, I think I got it right here. I found it. I just got to turn the sound off. Inside my phone, I look, and he sent me a message. And I immediately felt not bad at all. I immediately felt like, hey, you know what? Once again, you're welcome, Raw. You're welcome. This is what I opened my phone to. Raw Golf had to go park the car by himself. And
my God, where is he? Yeah.
Wait, go back. He had to park the car by himself, and I know that's too big to really actually see it. But he goes and he parks the car, and he ends up parking the car next to Grant Horvat, who's getting out, trying to hide. Tell that story.
So I literally pulled up, right? So it was a struggle to try and find somewhere to park, right? And I just, in the end, I'm like, this police officer, I'm like, mate, where do I park, right? And basically, like, basic instructions, I go around this corner and there's this like open car park, which is like grass area. Like, it didn't seem like a car park. So I pull in there and I'm like getting my stuff. And then this big, like, black car, I don't even know what it was. It's like a Range Rover, just pulls up behind me, and I heard his voice. I knew it straight away. And I had my bag pack, and I was like, quickly. I looked. I literally went, no shit. Like, he looked at me and I was like, "Don't go anywhere." Like, I'm like ramming stuff in my bag. And he's like, with his hood up, like you see there, he's got his hood up. He's trying to be hidden so he doesn't get like recognized. And I'm like, Mate, can I get a photo? Can I
Mhm.
just get a picture?" And I tell you now, right? Genuinely, like the nicest guy. Like the first thing he said to me, he shakes my hand. The first thing he says to me is, "What's your name, buddy?" And I said, "It's Ryan." And he's like, he then addresses me as Ryan the whole time, like just super nice guy. Um, I was shocked. But what happened the day before? This is a good part of this. The day before, I say to you, "Do you think Grant Horvat's going to be here?" Because I really want to meet him, right? And you say you're like, "There's no way."
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so
it's
the day before the show, we're playing at the club up in we're playing at the Arnold Palmer Club up in the Villages, and I'm like, we're talking like, hey, he goes, "Do you think Grant Horvat's here? He'd be the one guy I'd want to meet because he's what was it? You said you started your stream from
yeah,
watching
yeah.
Grant. That's why you got into golf 14 months ago." And I was like, "Nah, there's no way Grant would be here. Like he would just get mobbed and swarmed." I go, sometimes they do make appearances. Like Grant, I think, made an appearance the previous year for his
Yeah,
kickoff of his brand Primo, but he was in and out. Derek Jeter was here the year before, or no, Alex Rodriguez was here for his brand the year before. But I was like, probably not. Like the chances are low. Like I was just trying to set the expectation. Like, dude, you're not going to see Grant Horvat. Even if he comes, like you're about to wait in a mile long line. You'll never see him. And then that conversation dropped. We all go to bed, and then the whole morning rush happens. And the first thing that morning I get on my phone is a selfie of you and Grant. I'm like, what is happening, dude? So that
yeah. It
was
was so
cool.
good, man.
It was cool. It
It's like a
was
standout part of the show for me.
yeah. It's really really something cool that happened for you. It's what a thing, man, and what a nice guy from what you said. So,
Really, really nice guy. Yeah, really nice
but
guy.
to jump back into that, let's talk Rapsodo. If you got questions about it in the chat, I think go ahead and ask them or put them down below. But the Rapsodo 6-camera unit, it was kind of the big thing that I wanted to see. It wasn't probably my big surprise of the whole thing. Mine was probably the same as yours, and I'll let you tell that in a minute. If I'm guessing what you might say, but the Rapsodo 6-camera unit to me is really cool. They didn't give as much as they let me get into that unit. They didn't necessarily give me any inside information. They were pretty vague, so I do know it's in beta. But 6 cameras. I think what we're seeing there, and this is my speculation, is we're seeing a unit that's got cameras that face the walls of your sim, also face the ground of your sim. It's not 6 cameras pointed at the ball. They're not trying to be like, oh, the GC Quad or GC Hawk has 4 cameras. We're going to a 6 camera. They're not trying to get more. You're not going to get more ball data with more camera angles like that. I think what they're trying to do is lean into their multi-sport side of their company, which they do things like baseball and other things. So they've got cameras that point at the walls of your room that allows them to auto calibrate that unit. And then they've got cameras that point at the ball, cameras that point for your club. It'll be interesting to see what this unit does. The biggest controversies I saw with it were people asking, does it work with GS Pro? And there was kind of murmurs that no, they're going to try to work this with just Rapsodo native software. So it may not be a GS Pro style unit. So it may be something that if you buy it, you do it because it's got multi-sport and Rapsodo's up in their game. They're doing the new PC app. So all that was very, very cool. I don't know if you got a chance to hit on that, but it was very cool to me. I was really excited to see Rapsodo go from their budget behind you launch monitor, the one I started with, to like what I think is going to be a premium style overhead launch monitor with some different features.
Yeah, I got a good chance to go and have a look at it and talk to the guys about it, but I didn't end up hitting on it. But it looks nice.
Yeah.
It looks really nice. It's quite a square unit, isn't it? It's quite like a sharp unit. It looks really cool. And like you said, it's good to see them going from this, like, behind you, the M&M2 Pro behind you, like, to this what looks like a premium product.
Yeah.
And they had a great booth as well. They were a really good booth.
They did. And what was your biggest surprise of the show, or what was even maybe your favorite thing at the show? What did you take away and thought, man, they killed it, or I didn't see this coming, or was there anything raw that really
Well,
caught your eye?
people are probably not surprised to hear this, but like, I have used Square Golf since the start, and there was rumors and like little sort of whisperings in the background there was going to be something new from them. Um, but when I got there and I went straight to Square Golf, it was my first place I went to go and speak to them guys. I see the Square Golf Omni, and
Mm-hmm.
Man, what a great unit. The thing about the square, the Omni is straight away it looks different. It has this like different look to it, but it always almost still looks like a square golf. It has, looks completely different, but it also still looks the same. If that makes sense, like it has that touch of square golf.
Yes.
But it was this like it was what I think is a big jump in what they needed to do, which is like being able to be used outside. Although people like me, I'm not too fussed about that, but it's a great move to have. Then they covered things like club head speed, which again, everyone talks about the club head speed. Like, where is club head speed? And we talk about it the whole time. And the vulnerability factor of the front of the screen. It's almost like they took all of the things that even on my latest sort of like 9-month review, it seemed to cover a lot of them things, which is what I was surprised by, is how much of the stuff they covered that we all talk about needed fixing. And it was just a great unit. I got to hit on that. That was fantastic, man. Really, really good.
That was a square golf unit. That was really, really cool. Yeah, the Omni for me, square golf Omni, even the range system and the fact that they may be coming out with an overhead unit.
That is really cool. That range is really cool. That range system.
The square golf Omni. I think what I could see from these range systems is these range systems probably, and you can see it over there on the right side. It's a little stand that sits in front of you on the range. They have them at like top tracer ranges. I think what you're going to see is an evolution of driving ranges throughout the country with these Simtex. So I think it's, as these indoor-outdoor units get cheaper and as they make this new AI with the screens, I think you're going to see clubs invest in bays, and maybe premium clubs invest with multiple bays where they've got these outdoor units sitting there that have launch monitors built in that just permanently sit out on the range. This was one of probably 6 different companies I saw that had an outdoor unit, which tells me they realize that, look, if there's, I don't even know. If there's 10,000 golf courses in the United States and there's 10,000 ranges and, we can sell a couple of these to every range, that's the commercial aspect of this could be huge. And if they could sell them to like, your local indoor golf spot that maybe has multiple levels, but isn't like a Top Golf, right? It's just something that I go and rent a bay at, which I know they have those in the UK. Put a range station like this and give you your spin numbers, makes the value of that bucket of balls go up. Right. Especially if, I know they're not premium balls, but still, as a guy that's in there and on there and you hit indoors, when I'm out on the range, I am so curious to what I'm hitting, how I'm hitting it, to what the numbers are now that I've had an indoor sim. So I really thought that was cool that Square had that as well. So it was like, they're really, really getting into the market, like both feet really fast. I think we're going to see a lot to come from Square. Omni, from what I understand, it's a mad race right now. The pre-orders are basically sold out.
Yep.
I think they've got, from what I heard, they've got all their units, or a lot of their units are stuck in cargo ships, trying to get inventory into the U.S. and into the other countries, into the U.S., the U.K., Australia. I don't think they're going to even have enough units to get them out to creators. And I know for as far as creators go, they almost don't really need us because the price point of this thing, people want it. People want it.
Well, the thing is, I know the first batch to the UK is now gone. You can only order now for May, a May delivery, May, June delivery. So like, it's a big mover. I mean, look, for £1,600, effectively, you're getting something that is going to act similar sort of areas like a GC3, right? Outside.
Yeah.
But it has 4 cameras. It's, dimple tracking. You can use it on any golf ball, on any golf course, on any range, whatever you want to do, you can do. And the battery life's good. It's a unit that has, again, it disrupts the market, right? It's this market disrupting like unit that's come out like the Square Golf Home Edition. But every one of my chat is going on about it. Every one of my live streams, every one of my, it's the biggest video I've ever put out on YouTube.
Yep.
It's been huge.
It has been huge. It's a market disruptor. It's got to make everybody's head kind of go, wow. And I get it. If they don't improve on the home edition's sort of consistency, the home edition has a slight inconsistency. I would say every round that I played with it on the SGT, 1 or 2 shots would slightly underread on speed or slightly miss maybe on spin. And every now
Yep.
and then it will miss the spin, and it'll just kind of give you it'll just kind of give you a straight ball every now and then. But it's very playable, very fun to play, not frustrating at all. The only time it gets exposed is when you're playing competitive rounds and maybe you want a shot back that you don't believe was real. But the home edition for its price is unbelievable. And if they improve upon the home edition and really dial it in, they have all the club metrics now. This is an absolute market disruptor. There's just no other way to look at it. With no subscription, $1,600, they're cutting every other launch monitor in what would be considered a similar category. Unicore iMini, GC3, Spica 3. You look at all the outdoor units. This is cutting their price in half and sometimes into thirds. It's almost a 70% reduction for some of the others. So I don't know how they don't just sell the life out of these. I doubt they'll be able to keep up. And if they continue in this full force and throw an overhead unit out, what would their overhead unit price be, Raw? If these are their pricings for these, what's the overhead unit price going to be? Probably like
4,000,
$3,000.
4,000.
Yeah,
$3 grand.
Yeah, probably. Well, you got a little different pricing in the UK. So, but yes,
Yeah.
their overhead pricing. What are they going to do? So if they come out with a $3,000 overhead unit, and we're all going to play square. Or you know what I mean? Like it's just like they're literally it's like they're buying the market share, and if they do it with great products, I don't think the people in the sim world are going to complain. So it's very, very interesting. It's got to be hard on the new launch monitor builders. So
Which I actually had that conversation with a couple who said the same thing, right? It is difficult. It's difficult they have to then prove why their product is better because affordability is not one of them things they're going to beat them at.
Yep.
So yeah, big movers.
Very cool. We'll move on from that. I think some of the other ones I saw, there was the $200 launch monitor. I did see it. The Shot Scope had their was it the F1 or the Shot Scope M1? It was, basically a $200 budget sim. It reminds me of, I don't know, a Garmin R10. I really didn't get too excited about it. It's $200, no subscription, but it might be a good starter for people that have it. I don't have it yet. I would love to get one and let people know what I think of it, but I'm not really putting a lot of stock into that one yet.
I haven't heard a lot about it, but I have heard that it's not for it. It's not like won't connect to like a GS Pro or anything like that. It's just for practicing.
Yeah, it was. All right, next thing. Let's move on. Next thing. One of the coolest things I saw there, and I got to go there with you, was the platform golf. And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of the moving platform stuff. So let's talk about that a little bit. Raw, what did you think of the platform golf stuff, which the tilting platforms, the putt view that was included with it? I thought that stuff was really, really cool stuff.
I thought there was a lot of it. That's one thing I noticed that I saw that in multiple different places across that show. I was expecting to see one, maybe two, but there was a lot of them, right? And one thing I would say, and it's just my straight up thoughts, if I'm building a golf sim in my house, which I've done and you've done, the cost and the building it into your room, there's more than one cost. The cost to buy the product and then the cost to have that built into your house or built into your building, right? It's expensive. It's really, really expensive, but it is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Are we just going to watch you miss every putt?
I miss every putt. I can't make a putt. This green, it's supposedly downhill, but the stimp of this green had to have been like 9.
It was a wild one, that one. I didn't make a single putt on this. It was crazy.
I actually think the projector had shaken and was off. That's what I'm blaming. No, it couldn't have been because it actually traces the ball. But I lip out basically every putt I try. I lipped out low side. But these platforms are super cool. And
it's so cool.
And when it came to these platforms, they're putting more and more of these in homes, and in golf studios, into clubs, training facilities. They're a really, really awesome tool for the industry. I would say some of that stuff I thought was some of the cooler stuff I saw.
It was really cool. And honestly, I think if you've got the money, it's going to help you massively when it comes to your outdoor golf game, your simulator golf game, like all your golf game is going to get better because of it, for sure. But again, it's just that price point is wild,
It's
right?
pretty wild. It is. Yeah, I think it's just the future. I think what they're trying to solve, the future of what they're trying to solve when I see this stuff is they're trying to figure out, like, I think one of the biggest gaps in sim golf is the putting side of it.
Hmm.
And it's because, putting's kind of difficult in the sim. There's a trick to it. On GS Pro, there's a way to do it. It's all about launch angle and picking the right aim that you're looking for. So the platforms, I think, will be a big thing in the future. We saw GolfJoy doing something similar. GolfJoy's got a platform that tilts and molds to the green, and then a hole drops open, and you putt into that hole. So we had GolfJoy doing that as well. We had Foresight doing that as well, right? Foresight had you hit until you're 12 feet away from the cup, and then the whole room that you're in turns into a sim area, right? Like the room that you're in turns into the putting green. It picks a cup and picks a spot, and you putt across the room. So I think the putting inside sims, the evolution of that is going to be very, very cool to see.
I do think that Foresight thing. The only thing I would say that is it changes no undulation, does it? It's just like you're going to putt left or right, right?
Yeah.
Which
Well, they map out
maybe
the room. So they put a curve on the right side, a curve on the left side, and then the room's mapped so it knows. So if you have a breaking right to left putt, it'll put the ball on the left side to that cup, and then it will break. If it's breaking right to left, so that it makes up. You have to have your room designed to fit a curvature for that one.
It's not like matching what's on the simulator. It's like just trying to give you the best possible, closest maybe match.
Yes.
Which I think is just a little.
Yeah, it's different. It's different. I can show you the Foresight one here. So here's the Foresight one. If we go over to this side here and share it, the Foresight one. So it draws a place, and so like you putt here. This is the one that is integrating with Putt View. I just think these would be a really cool thing to add to your sim. But you have to use the Foresight products. But I mean, if the Foresight software, I don't typically like to play their simulation software, but if you integrate something like this is actually really cool, and makes the putting side seem super real. So I don't think he's close enough yet. So I think he's going to try to like just tap it short so he gets a real putt. Yeah. So when you're inside the length of your room, now that he's close enough that he's inside the length of his room, it's going to draw a circle on the floor, and it's going to pick a cup for him to go to, and you can turn the putting aid on or off. This one, it's actually giving him a line, but you can turn that on or off, and you can see there's break in this putt. So it picked one that broke, and if he makes it, and he did, if he makes it inside of the sim, then it counts in the game. And so it's different experience. I think that is just incredibly cool. It would be something I would love to have, and that you can't currently do with GS Pro because it doesn't integrate with Putt View. So will we see these new softwares integrate with Putt View to try to compete with like a Foresight software? Because this could be the kind of thing that makes a software that's currently on the low side of popularity vault to the high side.
Yeah, I think like watching when I was at the GolfJoy stand, like the idea of the whole thing sort of moving right in front of you, and then sort of like the cup dropping, like all that stuff is just super cool. Like, I'm of the mindset, like after going to PGA Show, if I had money was no object, right, I would have like Tony Stark level of golf sim in my house. Right, it's just so much you can have. It's crazy.
Yeah, you come, you've got a Square Golf launch monitor. You come to America, and then you walk in, you're like, whoa, there's all this other stuff.
Remortgage my house, get £100,000, and rebuild the sim. Yeah,
isn't it? It's just wild, isn't it? It's just wild. The GolfJoy one. Let me see here. Here's the GolfJoy one. So if we look at this is how GolfJoy had a platform in there, and this platform, you can see it. There's multiple little articulating arms under the platform. So if you look up here on the platform, it's going to move, and then it's got two sets of cups. It's got a cup at like 6 feet and 12 feet. And so when you're inside at 12 feet, you get an actual putt, and the platform molds. It doesn't just tilt. It will roll and bulge like the game, like the green in the game. So let's see if it shows it on here. You can see the platform. It's actually, there it is. The top left moved. It's really hard to see. Then the hole opened up. And so now he's got a putt, and this putt should just break. I think it breaks just a little left to right. And you try to make it in the hole. So there's no actual thing happening in the sim software. It just, if you make the bucket, you make the bucket, right?
It's good.
So that's super cool. We're seeing a lot of like platform putting integration stuff. We got putt view. We've got the tilting platforms. We have the putt view that goes down in the Foresight sim. We have the Golf Joy one with the manipulating floor. Putting is probably going to be changing in the coming years when it comes to golf sims. And I think that 50% of the game is putting. And if you can find a really cool way to enjoy that and make it real, you could get people to come play. I might come play Golf Joy software just to be able to putt like this, right?
How long before you're like, if someone gets a hold of this, that is going to bring the cost down, it starts to become mainstream in sims, right?
Right. And we're already seeing a little bit of that. There's a guy in the sort of kind of just sim communities that we're in on the Facebook group that's kind of building his own putt view using the technology that like basically I use for my floor projection and webcam putting, and I cast that on the floor and it tracks the ball. He took it to another level and used a shutter cam and has created kind of his own putt view light right now. So I think you'll be seeing that coming out of some of the developers in our community and things like that. So very, very, very cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. How about, do you have any of your coolest or weirdest things at the PGA Show? I have one, I know. Did you have anything that you really saw for the coolest or the weirdest things? I'm going to pull mine up while you think of yours. I've got one I want to show actually here. See if I can find it. Click through all these pictures. What was yours, Raw? What was your coolest thing? Put you on the spot.
It's going to be sim based again.
Okay.
Right. But the coolest thing I saw was that City Golf.
City Golf. Yes. Okay. Explain it. Explain it.
Man, that was cool. So City Golf is a golf sim, right? It's got a screen. You're playing up until you get to a certain point, like green side, like you got a small chip or you're putting. And then the screen just comes up, and then it's outdoor putting area opens up, and you walk out to it, and it shines a light on the location where the ball is. And you either got a little chip or you've got a putt, and they've got holes at it. Honestly, I can imagine like you almost must feel like you're walking out of like the gates into this, like, it just feels like extra. It feels big. The screen comes up, you walk out. It was such a phenomenal idea. And I just think like in your cities like Dubai, in your cities around the world where people like are struggling for space and for green space, this is phenomenal. Like, what a great idea. It's just incredible. It's just great.
How do I restart
and
this? Keep going.
It just feels so extra. It's like so OTT. It's great. It's just you can always imagine this, right? Think about this, right? Can you imagine this on a rooftop?
Yeah.
Like,
so how this works is you've got a screen, you got a bay with a screen, and he just hit his shot, and now he's close enough to the green. The screen raises up, and you walk out, and you have chipping and putting in the middle. It has a dot where you put your ball, and from that dot, you now need to finish into the hole. And then you go back, and I don't know that it tracks you from there, each one of your shots, or if you actually go back and enter it yourself. But either way, you could have bays all around a center place, or you could have a bay and each one of those bays could be a different hole. So you could go into bay 1 and play hole number 1. Go over to bay 2, play hole number 2. Go to bay 3, play hole number 4. And you literally move bay to bay to bay. Or you could do it all within one bay, and it would just switch holes in the bay.
Well, I got speaking to a guy over there at the bay. He was an investor guy out in like Dubai and stuff, and he was like, "We're going to build an entire golf course out of this."
Yeah, and so there was guys talking about each bay would have a different green behind them. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's like, in like a village. Imagine like a retirement village, and then they want to center it around this like 18 bay virtual golf course where they don't have to walk far, right?
Right.
They can just play the hole, move to the next bay. What a great idea, man! What a
Yeah.
great idea.
Yeah. So you hit your shots, and then after you hit after you get up to the green, it just raises up and you walk through. Um,
So cool.
pretty incredible. That is a cool one. I wasn't actually going to say it. I'm going to go with my weird one here. I've got I would call it a weird one. Maybe it's a cool one. I should be kind. The guys were hustling. I don't know. You saw these guys on the range. He's walking around with a iPad attached to his stomach. I shot a video. I will put this out, but these were they go on your shoes. Let's see if this will play. They go on your shoes. You wear these little things on your shoes, and you face your target, and you push a little button in your pocket, and that is your line. Then when you walk up and turn to step on your golf ball, the indicator on your shoes lines up green when your feet are aligned properly with the target. So it knows your body's position based on the accelerometers of these things that go on your feet. So it can be used as like a training aid to learn where your alignment should be. And he also is selling it as a way to, I wish I could get this to play. He was also selling it as a way to, see if I go forward or back, see if you can see it light up here. You can see on his feet, he's got two little alignment deals. I wish this would play. I can't believe it's not playing, but you get the point. I wish I could play it. We're buffering.
It was crazy. It was such a wild idea, and I don't know. For me, like, does that impede you wanting to do like play a draw or a fade, or like have slightly different feet position than the average person? You know what I mean? Like, is this just playing like almost robotic golf otherwise, right?
The concept is, you see on his feet as he turns, how they turn green. So he stands behind the ball, and they didn't buy a booth. These guys were just in the show hustling. They were attendees. They didn't pay for a booth because they're on low budget, but they've got those two things on their feet. They stood behind, hit the button, it lined them up. Now watch as it turns green as he starts to get his feet within an acceptable range. So he's outside the range. As he turns more and more, they light up green, and it tells him, oh, you're aligned. And so it's giving him his alignment. And then if you play, you can play with the light sensors off, with the light up part off. And then post round, it will tell you, hey, you tend to line up 15 degrees to the right all day long. On average, you lined up 20 degrees to the right. So I can see this. I don't know that I would ever be caught on the course. And that's what I told him, with light up things on my shoelaces. Maybe others would. I don't know. Bryce would probably wear them. Matt's Golf definitely would. But I appreciated the hustle. So I shot a video with him. I will put this out because it's kind of a unique video. And I did humor him and talk about it. But kind of cool. I don't know, just something different, something unique. So again, you can see him step up, and on your iPad, it shows you in real time. He's getting all lined up. So it was cool.
Like I think it's a great tool to use, like maybe at the driving range or something, or like I don't know if I'd want to walk around a golf course with them on.
I told him, I said, you got to figure out a way to do like the Nike run sneakers where the soles have like a cutout in them, and these little things that are outside on top of the shoe go in like under your heel or under your arc. And the indicator is just like a vibration or a color on your watch, something more subtle, something that, like, if I'm wearing these, I don't get everybody, I don't look like I have a spinning cap on when I'm on the course, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't look insane. So that would have been my only thing and I think they realize that that's a challenge with these, is just the fact that you're wearing something on your feet, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
So to me, that was a super cool one. The other ones that I saw that were cool, like, Volkey had their new SM11s out. Mizuno had their blue liquid ice, or whatever they call them, like basically the forged irons that were in like a blue color. There was the new stuff, T-Box with the most innovative product, Heat Box, chipped golf. Chipped golf was super cool to me. We'll run through these, so we don't run too long here. But chipped golf, if I can find this one, I did a thing with them. Did you see the smart golf balls?
I did, yeah, I
Chipped
did.
golf was super cool. So they're putting a chip in the golf ball now, and these are for chipping and putting. And what they do is it's like having a launch monitor in your ball. So I was on the putting green using these, and maybe I can pull that up. And when you putt with these golf balls, where's my deal at? When you putt with these golf balls, they tell you how far the ball rolled, how much skid it had, how much spin it had. Basically every putting stat that you could ever think of, they showed you through this golf ball. So
yeah,
these are super cool for short game because I don't have to bring my GC3 out or my Golf Choice Spica 3 or whatever Unicorn Mini. I don't have to bring it out and set it on the putting green to measure my putting. I can just have a subtle, normal looking golf ball and we can putt on the green with it. So like this was the chipped guys here. So they were showing me this is like, I tend to putt it right there. My attack angle, it tells you all of this just off of putting the golf ball. They were like $360 for a pack of 3 of them, I think. Or maybe it was, $120 plus 120 software, $240. But the balls are lifetime and then you pay $120 a year for the software. So they're kind of expensive, but also relatively not. But I really thought the chipped golf balls were super cool. You get all your spin rates, your distances, and that was a cool thing. We had a 7-foot putt challenge, and I putted it, and it was like your first one 7 feet 9 inches, second one 7 feet 2 inches, second one 7 feet, and he had the thing laying out on the floor, and that was in fact how far each one of the putts I hit went. So it was very, very cool technology to have golf chips in the golf balls.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw this stuff, and it was really cool. There was another company out there as well that was doing a very similar thing as well in one of the smaller booths, which I stopped and had a look at as well. It just seems like golf is getting more towards tech, right? To understand the game better.
Which, triple bogey, baby. We are all about the tech. So this is super cool. There's just tech everywhere. It's like, how it's getting so technical, and the ability to learn and improve is becoming a little bit easier. The barrier to entry is easier for people because there is more tech. It's easier to understand. It's such a complicated game. So I think this stuff is really, really cool. I'd like to get my hands on some of these golf balls. But one thing I did talk to them about was, if this, Bryce, like you're asking, Bryce saying, could this integrate, for the launch monitors that don't have putting, we got to use webcam putting. These golf balls have an app. So when you putt them, you can see right there, they give you the horizontal launch angle and they give you the speed. So you could have this app open. We could get Springbok to build a connector. And instead of using webcam putting, we could just use chipped golf balls. And they would send the speed and the launch angle right into GS Pro through the Open API. And you wouldn't need any web camera nothing would need to be able to be seen to use these. You could set them down, putt them, and it would go. There'd be no calibrating of cameras, no frustration with setting up a webcam, nothing. So you could see a chipped golf ball become the answer for the low-end launch monitors that don't handle webcam putting. Like basically all your radar units, your Mevo Plus, your Mevo Gen 2, even the Flight Scope, the bigger unit, a lot of guys are still using webcam. The Rapsodo M1 Pro, the Garmin R10, the SkyTrack, there's a lot of guys using the webcam putting. So a ball like this, while they are expensive, pretty darn cool. I would love to get a couple just to bring out to my local course when I'm putting, because I would be a nerd. I would come back and be like, man, because there's little games on there, like practice your 15 footers, and then you hit the 3 balls, and then it tells you hit one 16 foot, one 18 foot, one 19 foot, and it's like on 15 footers, I'm constantly hitting it 4.5 feet by. What do I need to practice on?
I was going to say, did you get any?
I didn't get any. They weren't giving them away. They were expensive. They were selling them. This is one of the vendors that was selling them. I got a business card, so we'll send out a thing. I'll try to get this video out that I shot. I did shoot a video. I never have cut it yet. Still looking for an editor if you're out there. And after I get this video out, maybe I'll give them a buzz and say, hey, I love the product. Can we get one in the Triple Bogey Sim? And if not, maybe we'll fan fund one, or we'll buy one, or we'll do something like that. So the Paducah guys and this will pay for it. But Paducah's been taking over my stream lately. I don't know what to tell you, Raw. So
Love that. Love that.
all right, cool. So chipped golf. I think that was most of what I had. Anything else from the PGA show? I think one of the other cool things, Raw, was the people we got to meet. How cool was that?
Mate, honestly, the take away all of the product, take away all of the experience of the PGA show. Literally, my favorite thing of the entire show was the amount of people I got to meet. And I've got to go back to like starting with the first night that we went to okay, we go to the demo day. We got to meet loads of people there. It was great. And this guy comes up to me. I'm on the phone, right? I'm on the phone to my daughter, and like this guy comes to me. He's like, "Hey, yo, Ryan, how's it going?" I was like, "No idea who you are." And then he's like, "It's Chris, GSR, right?" I'm like, "Yes, mate." Like, it's just really good to put a face to a name that we talked for a while now. And he's like, "Are you coming to this thing, right? Are you coming to this thing tomorrow night?" I'm like, "Yeah, cool." So we go to this event after the PGA show, right? And we got to meet so many people. It was
let me tell my story of this same event about one of the names. Can I? So Raw's like, we're going to this event, we're going to this tavern, and I had been talking with another creator. You guys all know him, Joe Legowski, the GOAT, right? A good friend of ours. And so I've been messaging him. I'm like, hey, reminder, here all week. I know you got appointments and stuff, but message me if you're free one of the days or nights. We're staying an hour away, but Raw and I are all in. We're there from 7 a.m. until 11 to 12 p.m. every night, every day in Orlando, with no place to stay or go. We have our car, and that's it. So we had an hour drive before and after. So it's long days for us. So I was just like, hey, Joe. He messaged me, and he goes, we're heading to such and such tavern. You should see if you can come here. Raw and I are already sitting in there, because Raw had met the GSR guys. They had invited us to this tavern. So now I'm sitting in the tavern, and Joe's like, you should come here. I'm like, Joe's coming here. So if you guys saw my video where I was like, who's this guy following me around or whatever, that video that I had put out, it was because I just got off the phone with him like moments before, and then he walks in. And we're at the same place. This wasn't planned out at all. But this was a short that I had put out. But to Ryan's point, and I didn't even get pictures with everybody. We had Mitch, the handicap golfer. We had Joe Legowski there, Raw. That was me asking my wife if they matched. Does this match? She told me to change shirts. This is the bad part about showing your own camera roll. But I don't have the other, that looks like all I have for pictures there, but we had the guys from Ireland. We had Handicap Golf we had GSR. What a blast at that particular night, that event. But it continued throughout the show, didn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, so it was like go on from there, like, and Mitch, by the way, the handicap golfer I find him on YouTube. We've spoken, you've spoken to him, like we know each other. We never met, and we got to put names to faces, faces to names, and I got to meet Joe and all the other guys. Just all such good guys. But the next day, we're all in the Pro T booth, right? And we're having the greatest time.
Yeah, we got to meet Chris and the guys with Sim Space Golf through the Square unit, which you and Brian and I have both talked to. We got to meet the builder, the main guy that runs and builds the new course building software for Pro T. We go into that booth because they had a happy hour that night, and we go to the Pro T booth. They've got a happy hour and they've got a giveaway. And there's Alonzo, the main sales guy that I've been working with, and I send all the reports to from the Pro T booth. There's these guys. Where are we at here? I got to meet Cody from the Discord. There's CK Golfs from the Discord. We're getting Yeti cups. This is all kind of on that first day, and then the show wraps up, and here it is. We've got Mitch with Handicap Golf, Bobby with Friendly Golfer, Joe Legowski, the owner of Pro T right over my left shoulder. That's Dennis. Hari, he's a Pro T, one of the main Pro T guys in India. Raw Golf, there's a lot of the Pro T engineers standing in behind us and the Pro T builders. But what a cool thing. Everybody just kind of hanging out. Like, honestly, The networking was great. I don't know who took these
It's
pictures.
that picture where everyone's laughing, right? This picture right here. So you just go another one, keep going, another one, like there, like, or keep going. Everyone's like laughing, right? And it was just such a good time. Like we were all having like such a great time, and meeting all these guys like Bobby, Joe, Mitch, you, like everyone. It was just like, and then what do we do? Like on was it the Thursday night? We go and play Top Golf, right?
There's no one played Top Golf. Yeah. Top
And we went and
Golf.
played Top Golf, and we all got together, like all the creators from SimSpace, the Sims sort of world that were there together, all come together. We had just a good time, some beers, some food, played some golf. Like we just had a really good time. And honestly, like if I there's the main guy as well, Speed Golf Rob.
Maruch.
Honestly, like Maruch, it was just incredible to meet the people and spend time with everyone. It was just such a great time.
Yeah.
Really good time. I mean, like, I've been speaking to Rob now for like 3 or 4 months about doing something and meeting up together. He offered me to go to Texas, and then I'm like, I can't. And then we meet each other at the PGA Show, and it's just like, honestly, that for me was the best part. Oh, I even forgot these guys, man.
The guys from Spectrum Golf. They
Yeah.
came to Top Golf with us that night. We had Joe there, Bobby. What a good time, man. We absolutely, it was just phenomenal. It was
I want to say, like, as well, like, genuinely, like, the nicest guys. Like, there was not one of them guys that we met that I was like, not a good guy, right?
oh man, all good guys. And then this is me and Raw going to meet Jeff with Golfers Unite, heading
Yeah,
over
yeah.
after my hat flew off in our rented convertible and got ran over by somebody. So my demo day hat's like all mangled. We're driving into Avila Country Club, which these houses were not like, you haven't been to my house yet, Rob, but mine's not like this. This was a different world. This was a place where John Gruden lived. Aaron Judge. We get to the course and we had a picture with Lou Piniella. There's Lou Piniella right there behind me. Raw didn't really know who Lou Piniella was, but he does know he's a Hall of Fame baseball player. There's Jeff with Golfers Unite, and we got to go play at his country club. And I mean, what just an awesome time, man. I can't tell you how much fun I had. I was so just pumped to see you come from the UK, and I don't think it really could have gone any better other than maybe you being a little healthier, but you made it through it.
Yeah. Other than being sick, it couldn't have been any better. But like even right down to that final day, going to meet Jeff from Golfers Unite and play like some really good golf on like an incredible golf course. I'm there, like, honestly, that last day, I actually made a video, which I haven't put out yet, but I made a video while I was driving back, right, from Clearwater in the car. By this point, I'm used to it, right? So I'm just like flying down this, like, what do you call it, a freeway, right, or interstate or something.
Yeah.
What have you got? And I'm like driving along, filming this video, right? And I'm just like, what is going on, people, right? Like, and I'm saying to the chat, like, what is going on? We started this thing like 10 months ago. Look what the hell is going on. Like, how has this happened? Like,
how am I here? Yeah.
how am I here? And then I'm like recapping. I'm like, we've been to the PGA Show. We've met some of the nicest guys. Like, I've got to spend time with Triple, right? I've been able to just enjoy this week in like this amazing place, playing amazing golf courses. And I was like, I'm just thankful, right? Like, I'm just super thankful and appreciative of everyone involved that's got me here. But it was just an incredible time. Like, really, really was. And by the way, like, it was super cool to meet you in person, buddy, and spend some real time with you and your wife as well, right?
Got to
It
meet
was
the
just
wife.
so cool, man.
Yeah, he came down. We brought him out to Clearwater Beach, and he got to see the beach. So that was cool
It
too.
was so cool.
My wife was, what would you say in the UK? My wife was buzzing to meet you, mate. And
Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah. So I
I've
learned a
bought some-
lot. I
I've bought
found
some
by the end of the
t-shirts
week,
and
by the end of the week, I was trying to use as much like UK slang as I could. He had me saying yeah a lot. That's something they say. So by the end of the week, I came home. My wife's like, "Well, you're saying yeah a lot." I'm like, "Ah, shit." It's just being around him. And I got my mug.
Yeah.
He got Grandma Mary his and her teacups. She thought that was so
Yeah.
cool. What a wonderful time. So
I've come back with so many hats, by
so
the
many
way,
hats.
right? Like the golf course pro tee hats. I got the PJ hats, the Golfers Unite hats. I don't remember like what other hats we got. I come out with like 12 caps,
Mm-hmm.
and golf balls to start my. I'm gutted, by the way. Oh, do you know what? We need to try and arrange that. I need a ball, and Arnold Palmer's Legends ball, bad.
Okay, we can get you one of those. The other thing you need that you never had when you were here is some Voodoo Ranger beer. So
Oh yeah,
I might have to send some over. You were all about you wanted to try it. It's funny
yeah,
as I was
so
at
bad.
I was at our local, we call it gas station, right? I was at one the other night, and we have it just I have it next door to me, so it's just like there. So I got to get you some of that as well somehow.
For sure.
But I think
For sure.
let's a couple more topics before we wrap this up. I mean, that was our experience. We couldn't wait to kind of share some of this. I know the podcast is small. Maybe a lot of people won't see this, but it's still fun for us to share it. So if you guys, if you're watching, don't be afraid to share this podcast with people. If you got questions, put them in the thing below. I think some of the other topics I saw that I did write down I wanted to cover here. I know we're running long, Raw. Are you good on time? You good?
I'm good, man.
Yeah,
I just wanted to quickly, before you move on, could we need to do something where we arrange this podcast with the other guys that we spent time with in the PGA Show?
we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to start doing
We got to do it,
guests.
right?
We'll start doing that here. We'll start with guests here. I think within a couple of episodes, we'll start getting that lined up for sure
Yeah.
and start talking about some of that. I think that's a great idea. But some of the other things I wanted to just quick cover. AI was a big thing at the show. We couldn't miss that, right? They had the AI coach, Amy. You had Leon Swing Systems with their AI swing trainer, which really pretty cool having you. I saw Joe got to go home with a whole package. So Joe Legalski's going to be putting out content on that. But Unicore had their AI swing trainer. TrackMan's got their AI swing trainer. Leon System with an AI swing trainer. It was in that range unit that Square had AI stuff for swing training and body position. Really, the AI we saw last year, everybody had AI and everything. There was AI smoke in the driver. I mean, AI in your driver, okay. But really, AI now is actually truly being integrated. I saw that at the show a lot. So I think that's something we'll see here in the coming years. It's just going to help coaches, people like Coach Cody in our chat. The future is data. And if the coaches have the data, they're going to be able to give instruction much quicker, and it's going to be trusted by the students. I think it's just a huge thing for them to be bringing in. I don't know what you thought of that, but I thought the AI stuff was very, very cool.
It was really cool.
The first swing I took, if I put that video out, it like ranked me, and I'm like, it was like 8, 8, 4, 3, 5, 3. I'm like, 4, 3, 5. That I'm that bad in all 4 of those categories. It was my first cold swing, and I was just like, "Aw," But it was weight, balance, spacing, all this stuff. A couple swings later, my rating got better. But I think those things are really actually very, very valuable for feedback. What I found was like my weight of my center of gravity was just hanging too far back. Was what I found in that. But I would have never known that without that AI. So
yeah, for sure. So it was very cool to see. It was very cool to see.
And last, we'll wrap up. We got a couple of the main things. We usually try to get some news topics in. It's been a while since we've been on. I mean, the big topics of late are we got Waste Management Open this week. Waste Management Open going on. Scotty with a rough round in round 1, but then he came back round 2. We've got Liv. Liv got world golf ranking points. So what do you think of that? Liv getting world golf ranking points, but they're losing Brooks Koepka. They're losing Patrick Reed. What's going on here, Raw? You're a big Liv guy over in the UK. What's happening? Bryson with all the leverage right now, it seems.
Well, this is it. So Bryson does have this crazy leverage at the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, Bryson, what's he talking about? $500 million?
$1 billion. It reminds me of Austin Powers with Dr. Evil. $1 billion. It's like, there's something going on here, man. He's got clout right now.
It's crazy, but I think the whole the ranking points great. I mean, obviously, it's not all of them, right? There's a caveat to that. It's the top 10 of each event, right? Which is either way, it's great, right? Because you're going to see the similar sort of people in the top 10. But people leaving, what there's a couple of things to look at that. Like, are people leaving because they want to take part in other events they're now not allowed to? Or is it because the quality of the golf or the quality of the experience of being in live golf? I don't know, right? Is a
I think,
so
I speculate that, you know, the golfers that have gone over there, their popularity probably goes down a little bit. Their
mhm.
their long-term ability to learn and stay on the tour and in the events. I think there's a lot of events they want to play. If you're from the States and you're a PGA Tour golfer, there's guys that want to play the Waste Management Open. They want to play the Memorial. They want to play at Colonial. They want to play like they want to be in the FedEx Cup.
Yeah.
The live stuff sort of takes them out of that. So I think, as much as the money's great, I think you're finding guys that, just missed the camaraderie of the main tour probably. But,
Yeah.
without them saying, who knows? And now you see they got world golf ranking points over there, but they've changed the number they had to change the number of days they play from 54 or holes from 54 to 72. And so what will happen over at Live? I don't know. Only the top 10 are going to get world golf ranking points. Live golf, we'll see. So the live golf events.
Do you think though that's almost a force to push them into what you class as a standard tournament or a standard style of golfing? They're trying in a way to push live into your typical PGA style event, which then takes away the idea it's live, and then is it any different then, right?
They almost have to because they need the world golf ranking points. Because like if I'm a player and I can't get world golf ranking points, the world golf ranking points are what qualify me to play in the majors. So it's like you get into the majors if you're in the top. Some of the majors it's different, but it might be top 50 in the world golf ranking plus top 10 in money list plus all these things. Well, if you're playing to live and you're getting no WGR points, then you're slowly just sliding down the world rank and you suddenly
Yeah.
can't play in the premier events that aren't PGA related. And so they really need it as a selling point for their players. If they want players to continue to go to live, they got to be able to get WGR points. So it's huge for live that they did this. I would say I'm feeling the Brooks Koepka loss. I don't know if people care about that one as much because he's not as sharp as he used to be. But I think Patrick Reed might be a bigger loss for the tour than Koepka was. P. Reed's coming back. He's got a huge personality. It's interesting.
I think the thing is there is some core players in live that people will really be hurt by leaving. And I think at this point they've managed to maintain them, right? And keep them on board. Can you imagine if live lost Bryson DeChambeau?
I think if they lose, and that's why his contract's going to be so big. I think if they lose Bryson DeChambeau, they've pretty much lost what they've got. I mean, with how big he's gotten in the sim world, if they lose him, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's
right? Another big one. Like you just lose them key people and it becomes a problem. But I think right now, as it stands, Bryson is the face of live. That's why he can demand $500 million, right?
100%. I just don't think there's any question about it. 100%. It's all Bryson. All Bryson.
Exactly, yeah. Bryson's showing it.
TGL, we've been talking about that. We'll wrap up. We got 2 topics left. TGL, and then we're going to close out. TGL ratings are down. TGL ratings, I admittedly, with the PGA Show, it was going on down there, and I got to admit, I have not really watched it. Even though I said I would, and I thought it would be a big thing, I haven't necessarily found the time, and I haven't been able to get super excited about it. So TGL ratings are down. What do you think of the TGL? Are people watching it or are they not?
I almost don't want to say it because it's like what we do, right? But honestly, it hasn't got the it factor. Like I tried to watch it, man. I did, right? I tried, yeah. But it just hasn't got it. And I go back to what I said before, and I hold this like strong opinion on this. If I want to watch really, really good golfers play good golf, I'm just going to watch the Masters, right? I'm going to watch Waste Management. I'm going to watch the events that happen. I've got no requirement to watch the TGL for to watch these big names play really good golf, right? But honestly, open the thing up to amateur golfers and
I get
have this
it.
allow for new blood and talent and excitement and people's characters to come through. If you watch the darts, right? If you watch the darts, right? Peter Wright, hair like in a Mohican with a big or snake down the side of his face. Man, make it entertaining and fun and something different. Like have these crazy people coming on, throw some fireworks up, go wild with the
The,
music, have some crazy announcer on the mic, right?
like I think of actually like the guys that if you've ever been to a driving range and they bring in one of the kind of gimmick guys for the range, the guys that can hit it out of the air, hit it off of a stand, throw it up and juggle it,
Yep.
bounce it on their head. You'll sit around a driving range on a stand and you'll watch that guy like perform. He has
Sure.
jokes, he plays with the crowd, he does these crazy shots. Could he go out there and shoot 63? No. But I think this TGL, they're trying to make this competitive indoor league. We don't care about how good the golf is. And if you and I have learned anything from streaming, I have hit the hosel.
Yeah.
I have shot 15 over. I've shot 15 under. I have been mad. I've been happy. What I have found is no one cares how I play. They
No.
don't. I used to care more than I do now, and I still want to play good. But
Yeah.
People come to hang. They come to laugh. They come to learn something. I think they're missing, in my opinion, they're missing on the TGL when it comes to education, about products, education. Can I learn something when I watch this show? Can I laugh when I watch this show? Am I entertained when I watch this show? Like you could have bad golfers, if they made it more like the Pro Bowl, the Pro Bowl for the NFL in the US, guys go there and they have combine games. And so you'll have offensive linemen running different games, but they're fun games. They're laughing. They're cutting it up. There's winners and losers, but they're wearing like sweats and shirts and, shorts. This feels too serious to me.
It's way too serious.
It feels too serious to me. It feels like these guys are still in the I'm on a golf course competing to win the Masters. They need to goof it up. I don't care if they put like a disappearing hole or a 10-inch cup or a moving object. Like I think sadly Happy Gilmore with their gimmicky, whatever that was league.
That's it.
This needs more of that. It needs characters like the one we showed last week that's happening over in India where they've got characters and they've got, I don't know if it needs to be a clown mouth. That's the extreme side, but like make some fun holes that the expectation of a good shot's low. And when a good shot's hit, it's just like, wow, you did it. You pulled it off. Like, that's cool. And it gets some guys out there that can humble themselves and hit some wild shots and laugh at each other, throw a few jokes. I think that's where it's at.
But I honestly believe, right, that it's a different sport. It isn't the sport of golf that we know, right?
No.
So treat it completely different. Get new professionals, like people that are just amateurs or good amateurs or even just streamers, right?
Right.
And just let people have this whole new experience of golf, right? Like you said, I have had my biggest streams on live when I haven't played well.
Mm-hmm.
I've had my biggest streams when I've played really well, but they're not coming for that.
No.
They're coming for entertainment. Like, entertain these people. Are you not entertained?
I love that. I love that. Well,
I want to see someone throw a club. I want to see someone snap a driver in half because they just hobbled it, right? That's what I want to see. I want to see someone get punched in the face. Just do something crazy.
I don't think they do violence on the federal airwaves, but but I get it, RRaw. I'm with you, man. And you know what? I think this is perfect time to kind of wrap this up. And look, the PGA Show for me, one thing was clear: like sim golf, not a side quest. Sim golf is the main storyline now. The internet is driving this as much as the tour is trying with the TGL. I think they've got some work to do, but man, I appreciate it. I was buzzing, mate, to have you come to the States, and I had the best of times. It was wonderful to have you stay with our family and to hang with you. And man, I look forward to more to come. So it's great. We'll be getting back on a regular podcast cadence now that we're through the holidays and through the travel, and we'll do this again. So Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the No Lost Balls podcast. Do the same for RRaw over on YouTube and myself. We're on TikTok as well. RRaw, I mean, cheers, buddy. It was an awesome time. I really appreciated having you, man.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for the entire experience, and thank you to anyone that watches this and follows us as people as well as the channel for the podcast. It's been a blast. I've had the most amazing time, and sim golf goes strong. That's why people like us are meeting with these people and discussing things. It's going strong, and much more to come, guys.
Yeah, we're going to keep trying to bring all the value we can bring to the community and all the entertainment and the laughs. So thanks, everybody. Appreciate you.
Cheers, guys.